What's up, hustlers and ballers and go-getters? This your boy, Coach Hustle, man. This is story time, how I became an entrepreneur. You wanna know how I became an author in 90 days? I became a published author in 90 days, man. Let me read this quick insert real quick, let you know what this book is talking about before I get into the story of how I did the book. All right, this is from chapter 1. Like I said, rule number 1, never get too comfortable. Before greatness can be achieved, you must first disturb your comfort zone. That's all you need to hear right there. Like I said, I'm finna get into how I wrote this book. That's me right there, you see? That's me. Like I said, man, we finna let you know how I became an author, a published author, in 90 days. Hit my theme music.
Always working 7 days a week. Stay down. I'm grinding on and never get no sleep. Stay down. Stay down till you come up how you eat. Stay down. So stay down. Stay down. Stay down. Stay down. Always working 7 days a week. Stay down. I'm grinding on and never get no sleep. Stay down. Stay down till you come up how you eat. Stay down. So stay down. Stay down. Stay down. Stay down.
Bam! What's up, y'all, man? Like I said, man, this is the story about how I became a published author in 90 days, man. This crazy. Right now, we sitting in Atlanta. I'm sitting on my porch. Like I said, see the little skyline behind me. It is hot than a motherfucker, y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. It's hot. Just left the gym. Like I said, been getting in, man. Gonna have last 25 pounds, man. The real last 20, man. We're down 80 pounds. But anyway, this ain't about my health. This is about this book. This is about how this book changed the game for me, and I became a published author in 90 days. It's a crazy story how it happened, so I gotta tell you, man. Like I said before, this book came out in 2022, right? The crazy thing about this 2021 is I'm all about entrepreneurship. I'm all about doing things, doing events, empowering the youth and empowering the entrepreneurs, all that kind of good stuff. So in 2021, I used to do these pop-up entrepreneur shops, right? These pop-up entrepreneur shops were something that I used for myself because I want to build a network of people, because we did a lot of branding. At that time, I had a branding company, right? That I would take entrepreneurs and I help them, promote their business. I take entrepreneurs, I help them do photo shoots and all that kind of good stuff. So one way to kind of create an environment was that I started throwing these pop-up shops, right? I'll get 20 to 30 vendors in one location, and I'll invite everybody to come out and we'll do a whole shop, man. Like I said, a lot of people did a lot. Man, they ain't gonna lie, they were successful. We did numbers, like I said, man. I should have kept going, but like I said, it was just me. I would collab with different entrepreneurs here and there, but most of the time it was just me. So in doing so, I'll meet a lot of dope people with a lot of dope businesses. And this one particular lady that was locked in, she had a book. Now this book stood out to me, right? Because the book said "Stripper for Jesus," right? Great tagline, "Stripper for Jesus." So as the vendors are setting up and she's laying out her books, I'm like, what? Stripper for Jesus? And then she kind of told me her story, which is pretty dope. Like I said, how she delivered her life from being on the street, doing what she had to do to make money, right, to being delivered, like I said, and she wanted to deliver others. So it was a great story, but the hook had me, so I knew she had talent, right? So anyway, like I said, I would throw these things once or 2 times a month. And she told me, she kind of locked in. She was like, I want to be at every single one. I do so good at these events. She also had Detox Tea. She's like, I do so good at these events, man. How do you get all these people to come out? I'm like, man, just word of mouth, man. Really, I run ads on Facebook or whatnot. But she's like, I like what you got going on. So I didn't, man, at this point in time, I meet so many people that are inspiring. They want to do things. They want to collab. I hit it all the time. So at the time, I'm like, okay, man, good job. So she came again. And about the 3rd time, as we was at the event, she was like, I really want to sit down with you for lunch, man, and kind of pick your brain on how I can market my business better. Now, I've always been taught, nobody can pick your brain for free, right? Like, man, you got to pay something. You got to do something, right? So at the time, I was like, nah, I'm kind of busy. At the time, I was super swamped trying to figure out what I was going to do going forward with my business, right? We had a lot of different brand deals, and then my partner had quit. So I'm trying to find a back-end worker to try to, keep these brand deals going. But anyway, so one day she hit me up again. She was like, I really, man, she was like, just meet me at Applebee's, right? Meet me at Applebee's, man, I just really want to see what's going on. So reluctantly, right, I went. I was like, it's right around the corner, I'm gonna go. So I met her at Applebee's, man, we sat down. She's always a cool girl. We sat down, man, we sat there talking. And I was kind of giving her the game about marketing and about, you know, saying how I do marketing, how I build brands and how I do all this different stuff and who I helped. And we were just kind of talking and me talking to her, I saw her like really feeding into it. Like, she's like, man, you saying a lot of dope shit. She's like, have you ever thought about writing a book? And every entrepreneur done thought about writing a book before. You know what I'm saying? Every entrepreneur that had an inspiration to make a movie, you know what I'm saying? We want to do it all. I'm an entrepreneur, man. We want to do it all, especially about telling our story. She's like, you should do a book, man. I was like, I don't know how to do the process. I don't even know where to start to write a book, right? And for the next 10 minutes, she wrote down on a napkin how to structure a book. Like, she just wrote it out, and it was so clear what she was saying, bam. And I saw it, and I had a poker face, so I'm just sitting like, okay. But inside my whole brain was motherfucking moving. I'm like, damn, what would a book be? She's like, book be about what you got going on. She's like, this is your book. There's nothing wrong you can say about your book. It's your book. You can write about anything. She's like, you can write about elephants if you wanted to. I was like, that's true. So when I got home that night, right, I'm trying to figure out things, looking around, and I've been through so many different conferences that I started looking at my notes, kind of seeing like, what would I write about, you know what I'm saying? And as I'm scrolling through my conferences, keep in mind, I know the exact date. This is September 2nd. September 2nd, 2021. September 2nd, 2021. September 2nd, 2021, right? So I'm scrolling through my notes, man, me going to this and going to there, you know, going to, all kind of places, right? And I scroll down to September 2nd, 2020, right? I said it was 2021 when I met her. In my notes on 2020, one of my notes said, I want to write a book. I want to write a book, right? And I had the name of the book right on there. You know what I'm saying? It was like, wow. If this ain't the Lord speaking to me, I said, Big Sandals, I hear you. You gave me the vision a year ago, right? You gave me the vision a year ago. Here it is, full circle, a year later. I met somebody who told me they can help me write a book. She ain't never helped nobody publish a book before, but she saw something in me, man. I was like, man, if this work out, this might be another little venture for you, right? So I sat in my room trying to figure out what I was going to write, and I could start jotting down topics, all that kind of stuff. And I kind of like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. You guys know, but this shit wasn't easy. And the next day I had a horrible day. I remember this I had a horrible day, man. It felt like everything was kind of crumbling. I had one on a good 6-8 month run when things were just popping. But now I had a lot of stuff that was building up, and I didn't have the team that I wanted to. I wasn't developed enough to help handle it. And that night, I just started writing, right? I just started writing, and because at night I used to have insomnia because I was so worried. I was so stressed out. I had so many issues, personal, physical, business. Everything was fucking going wrong. It's hot in the motherfucker out here, right? It's humid. I feel like I'm in motherfucking Arkansas or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, so I started writing this book, chapter by chapter, line by line, right? And it took me 30 days of writing. And I knew I was on to something good because I would share we were sharing notes. So I was sharing notes with her, and she was like, and this is before Chat GPT, y'all. Chat GPT. Before that, right? She was like, this shit is really good. You are dropping some jewels already. And I'm like, man. And all I was doing was telling my story, right? On different parts of my life, on different things, on how I did it. And I really start telling stories. If you got this book, it's told through stories about real life situations that I went through to make me move like we move. You know what I'm saying? Hit the numbers that I hit through different opportunities, right? I could say we've made 6 figures in multiple opportunities in my life, right? So I was like, I can just write about that. So in 30 days, I had the whole book complete. She's like, how you go from not knowing what to write to delivering the whole goddamn book? I said, once I put my head in something, it's on. And what I was doing, right, I would battle all day. I wasn't writing no part of the book all day. Until about 2 o'clock at night, I had an alarm on my phone. 2 o'clock at night, when my brain, when nobody was calling me or nothing like that, and I just started jotting. I started writing and started telling the story about this whole mission, man. Like I said, and the book came out to be Eat, Sleep, Hustle. Like I said, man, what I love about it, like I said, when people loved about it was this little hook right here. This is the Hustler's Playbook, right? How to go from 0 to 6 figures, like I said, in less than a year in business, and that's true. I took a business, I took an idea, and we went to $150,000 in less than a year. Like I said, so if you did it, you can write about it, right? Cause ain't no cap in my rap, and we're doing it right now. Now I'm on the road to 1 million, right? We're on the road to 1 million in sales. But like I said, man, but I really just wrote this book from the heart, and I ain't really had no money. Like I said, once again, I told you the business was failing, the business was fucking up because my partner quit. My partner quit, and they did a lot of the back end stuff, so I had to find other avenues. So right now we were struggling, right? So I had to figure out, how do I pay my bills? How do I fix the business? In the middle of this, I'm writing this book. So I came up with enough money to publish my book. Right? And I was like, man, I gotta make some moves, bro. I gotta make some moves. This shit's crazy, right? So when she sent me the rough draft or the treatment to the cover and the back, she's like, I want to make it like a playbook. I want it to be like a real life playbook. No little heart. I want it to be like a real life playbook and really goddamn grab people's attention, make it big. I was like, man, pause. I was like, man, this is dope, man. Like you can see me right there. It's crazy, right? So I took this, like, this is when you know you're an entrepreneur. This is when you know you're onto something. I know I got a network, and I know people rock with me. They know I'm out here really in the grind. So I took the Facebook and Instagram, and I posted, I got a book coming soon. Pre-orders now. Pre-orders now. Like I said, within those 2 days, I sold like 100 books, right? In those 2 days, I sold 100 books, and that saved my life because I had a small balance to finish paying for the book, right? And I also had rent due. So the rent was paid in those 2 days, and I also was able to publish and go ahead and send the rest of the money to get the book published, right? And when the book hit, when the book hit, might have been the most happiest time of my life, like I said, because this was real. And it's so crazy, she delivered the book to me at my partner Chris. Like I said, Chris that you see in my videos, Chris had a Super Bowl party, right? And she was like, I got something for you. And I knew what it was, but I was like, what? I ain't gonna tell you. So she came to the actual Super Bowl party and delivered my books. She delivered my books at the Super Bowl party. I'm getting chills right now just thinking about it. She delivered my books at the Super Bowl party, and I was able to show people that I'm a published author, and people was buying the book at the Super Bowl party. As I was giving them out to people who already bought them, people was buying the book, right? Like, oh man, you an author? Oh man. And for that next year, this book saved my life. Not only writing it because I thought at the moment when I was writing it, I started feeling like a failure. Before I started writing it, everything was crumbling, so I started feeling I forgot who the fuck I was. So me telling you these stories, you know what I'm saying? Me writing these stories, I realized, man, I done did some dope shit. Man. And like I said, even like right here, man, see, my whole brand is about perseverance. Keep on going. Right here, man, falling flat on your face counts as a step forward. Come on, boy. Come on, dog. Falling flat on your face counts as a step forward. I'll be on that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. This was before the boy Chat. Chat had nothing to do with this, right? This is all me. So the whole year I was selling that book. If I needed money, I had copies of the books. I would go out, I would go to gas stations, I would go to my old jobs, I would post online, and I would make my money selling the book. Right? This pretty much the only income I really had at the time, that I was selling the book, pushing paper, right? Pushing my dream. And like I said, we decided that let me tell you about the doors that open, right? So I was on my entrepreneurial journey. I would go somewhere and I would talk, and the owner might be there, and I'd be like, I'm a published author. They'd be like, how you do it? How you do this? How you do that? Man, you're an author? Let me buy 5 copies, right? I'm buying for my team. They'll buy it for my team. Once you come in, man, you can work through us, all that kind of stuff. So, man, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for this playbook. This playbook saved my life. Shout out to Aisha. Like I said, I think she's in California right now. She was in Atlanta. She in California. She living her best life. She wrote this book, and I mean, she helped me publish this book. And what I love about what she did was she added little stuff like this right here, right? You know what I'm saying? It's not your salary that makes you rich. It's your spending habits. So I didn't do this. This is stuff that she added little tidbits for each chapter. Like I said, she really made it dope, man. Like I said, fear is a disease. Hustle is the antidote. She really embodied what I was trying to do. Like, look at this playbook. Look right here. Look at this. She really put her foot into that. She really put her foot into this right here. She made this book so dope. People that read it through and through said it changed their life. I don't know, people, oh, you said that. But for real. In the back, it's a workout planner, it's a planner. Like, we really put our foot, 18 chapters. And it's a quick read. Like I said, it's like 100 pages. I told her I didn't want a big, long book. It's 100 pages. You know what I'm saying? Look, you can put your notes, your goals in there, all that kind of stuff. So, what I'm telling you, man, what I'm telling you is that this book changed my life. Also, I didn't want to take that meeting. I didn't want to meet her. But guess what? The Lord told me to meet her, and I realized that out of that one meeting, I became a published author. Only took me 90 days. Like I said, now there's a couple typos in here because I needed that book to drop. She's like, we need to do a second edit. I was like, no. Keep some of these run-on sentences in here because it wouldn't be Rashad if it was perfect, right? I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect entrepreneur. I'm a go-getter, right? I make things happen. Like I said, champion mentality. Chapter 4. People love this chapter right here. Champion mentality. People love that chapter. Like I said, I still got copies of the book. If you're looking to get the book, it's only $20. It's only $20. Like I said, man, support your boy. I'm thinking about bringing this brand back, Eat, Sleep, Hustle. This whole brand was about setting your goals and going after them super hard, right? A lot of times we set resolutions or we say we're going to do something and we don't do shit. I'm the type of person that set that goal and we're going to go after it together. Like I said, once again, man, your boy is a published author, right? Like I said, just another little straw in my hat. I want you guys to understand that you guys can do all this stuff too, man. Really think about writing a movie next. Not about my life, but just because I want to write a movie. But anyway, that's enough time, man. Like I said, thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, this is story time with Big Hustle. Like I said, focus. Hit my outro.
This game will end you quick. You catch a lick and come the vultures. Man, that's just the culture. Cop some signs for the times, but I light is ultra. And you're always on my mind, damn.